I'm Hazel, and this is a complete guide to the Deaths of Chromie scenario coming to WoW in patch 7.25. This video will contain super duper mega spoilers for the scenario, so if you are avoiding spoilers, you've gotta leave right now. You'll be able to play the scenario on live servers once patch 7.25 releases, most likely sometime in June. To get started, you pick up the quest, The Day That Chromie Dies in the Violet Citadel. I don't see any prerequisites, so you should be able to start right away. This is a repeatable scenario that's designed to be repeated in order to succeed, sort of like Wizard Army training. The whole thing is very Edge of Tomorrow Groundhog Day. Your goal in the scenario is to prevent the death of Chromie that she has foreseen for herself at Wormrest Temple. To win the scenario, you need to prevent 8 different attacks on Chromie, all within the 15-minute timer. Each time you try, you'll earn rep with Chromie that allows you to buff her at the start of the scenario. You'll need to first tackle attacks at the 4 Dragonshrines in order to unlock the other 4 attacks. Your first run-through of each Dragonshrine involves a one-time only questline, and completing the shrine is expedited every time you do it after that. It is literally not humanly possible to win the scenario on your first try, so don't worry about making it all the way. In the instance, your player level is scaled to 112 and your item level is scaled to 1000, so you also don't need to worry too much about your gear. Your legendaries and set bonuses do still function like normal though, so wear your best damage set. While the first 4 Dragonshrines are much faster on subsequent tries, unfortunately it looks like the second half of the attacks is the same each time you attempt a scenario. That means that even with all 4 shrines prepared ahead of time, you're going to need both buffs and practice to finish before our favorite little gnome dragon eats it. As you do stuff in the scenario, you'll earn rep directly with Chromie. You start off as a whelpling and eventually work your way up to a chrono lord. You'll need increasingly higher levels of rep in order to research new talents for Chromie to use as she aids you in the instance. You will absolutely need those talents to finish, and there are lengthy research times associated with the later tiers. As it stands, nobody's going to be finishing this on day 1. Chromie rep appears to only be relevant for those talents, so once you're done with the scenario, there's no more reason to grind it. Well, not unless you're one of those people that needs every rep on your pain capped, in which case knock yourself out. We'll take a look at Chromie's talents in detail later in this guide. You can do the 4 Dragonshrines in any order, but the first one that I swung by was the Emerald Dragonshrine. Kill owls and lashers to collect fibers and plumes, which you combine to create a nightmare catcher. Use that near an ancient to enter the nightmare and kill the oogly booglies who are oogling him. Repeat that process 3 times and you'll find out about a satyr boss by the Dragon Palm at the lake. Go kill him and the green shrine is done. On future attempts, you can go right to the satyr without having to boogle the ooglies all over again. The red Dragonshrine is under attack from 3 types of undead. Kill the 3 leaders to collect a soul crystal fragment from each, and combine those to get your next step. To the surprise of nobody, the soul crystal sends you into the base of the tree to kill a lich. The next time you come back here, you can just fly right into the tree and get him. The Azure Dragonshrine has a bunch of mana creature shenanigans as usual. Kill fiends and worms to collect 50 darkened scraps of vellum, which send you up to kill a Void Lord boss on the floating platform. Next time you do it, just fly straight to the platform. The Obsidian Dragonshrine has our old pal Wrathion to chat with, which is kind of intriguing. You go into the shrine and fight your way to the very end to kill a big fiery bone shard boss. After that, you learn that there's a sneaky dreadlord outside to the right of the cave entrance. Kill him, and next time you're here you can skip straight to him. All of the Dragonshrine bosses are present but invisible on future attempts, so you need to remember where they are and then go stand on them to reveal them. Your first victory against the Green Shrine Satyr will give you a Chrono Shard unlocking a portal to Andorhal. You find a version of Chromie trapped in the inn, unable to leave because of the big Horde cannon. Maybe Horde players deal with an Alliance cannon, who knows. Either way, you need to take it out, and you cannot just walk up to it and kill it. Believe me, I tried. There are 4 Horde captains in Andorhal. Kill each of them and loot items from them that will help you kill the cannon. Using all of the items will remove both of the cannon's buffs and take it down to a quarter health, at which point you can kill it. Your first time through the blue shrine gets you a Chrono Shard for the Mount Hyjal portal. Right ahead, we've got an injured Chromie hanging out on the ground. Stay by her side and defeat waves of enemies as quickly as possible to rescue her and defend the attack. The Ruby Shrine boss gives you a Chrono Shard to take you back to Stratholme. You arrive right before Arthas does, and we know how this story goes. This is by far the most emotional part of the scenario. You pick up a quest from Emery in an inn and run around picking up items from vendors in a questline to protect orphans and help out Emery's crush. He gives you a key, at which point the citizens you were helping have turned to undead and you need to escape through the town hall. Chromie's voice acting comes off as particularly insensitive at this point.
Oh, wonderful! Everything worked out. Sorry, but that's how it goes.
I found it hilarious, but I may be a bad person. Now, fight your way through Stratholme following the same route that you took in the Caverns of Time dungeon. Up the stairs, through the bookcase, and down the street to where we used to fight Mal'Ganis. He's not around, but Nazara's Ret is holding down the fort, so go ahead and kill her instead. This whole shard took me right up to the 15-minute mark all by itself. You would think that on future attempts you would still have the friggin' key to skip ahead to Town Hall, but not, you gotta start from scratch. That's gonna suck. The Dreadlord outside the Black Shrine gives you the final Chrono Shard portal to take you to the Well of Eternity. Here, just fight your way through the dungeon like you did in Cataclysm, only backwards. If it's been a while or you never did this one, just check out my handy map. Reach the beginning of the dungeon to defend the final attack. Presumably, doing all 8 bosses within 15 minutes wins, but there's no way in heck that you're doing that without some or all of Chromie's talents. Her upgrades function a lot like class Andorhal research. Each new tier requires a new level of reputation with Chromie, and starting with tier 3, there are some significant research times before the buff can take effect. On tier 1, you choose between time stop and acceleration. Either one gives you a bonus 5% damage and healing. The enemies aren't too difficult to handle, so I recommend taking acceleration for a base 20% to mounted and movement speed. You're gonna need it. On tier 2, we have accelerated aggression to turn Chromie into a tank, or rapid recovery to make her a healer. Either choice gives you a bonus 5% health, and most specs will want to choose rapid recovery. On tier 3, we have Dragon's Determination or Chrono Charisma. Determination reduces Chromie's damage taken by 20%, while Charisma gives you increased reputation gain in the later minutes of the scenario. If Chromie dies, you get kicked out regardless of how much time you had. The rep gain sounds really good at first, but as you do the scenario, you'll find yourself often leaving early once you know that you don't have enough time to get to another objective. You're also more likely to be bottlenecked by research speed than rep, so I went with Dragon's Determination to keep Chromie extra safe. Either way, you get a bonus 5% speed. On tier 4, we have Insight or Blessing of the Bronze Dragonflight. Insight lets you track nearby time chests on your map, which can contain Sands of Time for useful buffs. The Blessing improves your Sands of Time to grant you Bronze Drakes more often. The Bronze Drake buff allows you to instantly clear a Dragonshrine without going there, which will rapidly speed up your run. The tier 4 bonus is 10% damage and healing. Tier 5 is a single talent, increasing the drop rate of Sands of Time by 100%. We'll take a closer look at exactly what Sands do next, but trust me when I say that that's really juicy. You'll also get 10% more health. Tier 6 has you choose between Infinite Velocity and Continuous Keepsakes. Velocity gives you portals to the shrines, cutting travel time out of the equation. Keepsakes increases the chance for you to get an item that instantly clears a specific one of the 4 Chrono Shard attacks from your Sands of Time. When combined with the extra sands from tier 5 and all of the movement speed we've collected, Keepsakes seems much better. Those second attacks, Stratholme in particular, are huge time sinks, and getting an insta-clear or 3 is the only way you're going to make it on time. The bonus here is yet another 10% speed. The final buff requires Chrono Lord Rep and takes a whopping 5 days to research. Chromie can summon a dragon that crashes into your foes, hopefully dealing a substantial amount of damage. At this point, you get a bonus 50% to damage, healing, health, and speed, so if you haven't won the scenario already, you should be able to now. The Sands of Time drop from mobs, bosses, and you can get a quest to get extras from doing a specific shrine boss each run. Use them to gain one of 2 buffs that are randomly selected from the following list. Get 25% rep gain, 10% damage, take 10% reduced damage, get 10% run speed, extend the scenario duration, auto-complete a Dragonshrine, or auto-complete a specific portal challenge. These buffs stack and you'll get quite a few sands, so do the quicker challenges first so you have more buffs for the longer ones. Sands can also grant you a pouch with 30-ish gold, which is a bit of a slap in the face. If you know that you're not on a success attempt and you're just grinding rep or unlocking a shrine boss, go for it. Last, you can get 10 Time Warp badges for you to keep. Take the badges if you're on a throwaway attempt, and stack up the buffs if you're trying to seriously make it. It's very cool to have an alternate source of Time Warp badges outside of time walking, and I really hope that there's some reason to repeat the scenario now and then, even after the first time that you win. With the exception of the last 2, these buffs are only in effect for your current run of the Deaths of Chromie, and you cannot stockpile sands to use in a future run. Due to the research time of Chromie's talents, I was not able to win the scenario on the PTR. When you do win though, there are some rewards up for grabs. You'll earn a unique set of transmog for your armor type, shown here. The cloth in particular looks nice. Thanks, Blizz! There's also a mysterious bronze test dragon pet in the 725 PTR pet journal, which could be from finishing or an achievement. My guess is that the whelp is from finishing your Chromie rep grind and becoming a Chrono Lord. You'll get some artifact power tokens throughout the whole questline as well, so I'd say it's worth doing for most people. So that is the Deaths of Chromie. It's a fun experience, and I think it has just enough time gating to be nicely paced. It took me about 2 to 3 hours of gameplay to complete all 8 attacks at least once, and then get held up by the talent research time. You can probably do it faster because I just told you everything. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Please consider leaving a like if you made it this far through listening to me talk, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!